Hey guys, it's Christine with Indigo Wings. I'm doing the Twin Flame Divine Connection reading for December 18th through December 24th. I'm a day or so late this week. I'm tired with all the holiday stuff going on and just I feel like the energies are getting kind of intense again, so definitely feeling tired. We have a pretty I don't know, I feel like it's a pretty impressive new moon event that is taking place on the 18th. And there's a lot of reasons why it's significant, and I don't really think that I can do any justice to the explanation of why it is. So I highly recommend going to the Leo King's YouTube channel, and he just did a video for this weekend that it kind of explains how Saturn's moving into Capricorn, and with the timing of the new moon, and how all of these things are affecting the energy and what that means and how it may be affecting you. So I definitely recommend checking that out. I also have been reading that December 21st is expected to be a heavy energy day, very intense. So just keep an eye out for that. And just in my own personal life busyness, I really haven't even taken any time to go further looking into that. So I don't have a lot of information about it. So just, heads up on that. So I ended up doing the full spread for this week's reading. I really, really wanted to do that because I'd been doing so many mini readings. And, I do feel like it's really, it's just kind of mirroring a lot of what, I'm feeling the energies are for the collective. So, remember that this is a general reading, so since it is for such a large group, it's not going to resonate with everybody. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But if it does, great. And if you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, all the ways to contact me are going to be listed in the description of the video down below. So, believe it or not, I'm actually going to switch things up, and I'm going to start on the masculine side because I feel like things are going to be kind of driven a little bit, not driven by the masculine, but I don't know, I'm just feeling like that's where I need to start this week. And in terms of showing the cards, as I go through, if I feel like I need to show the spread, I'll point the camera down. But the reviews were super mixed from my last reading on showing you guys the cards versus me being in the video. A lot of you seem to prefer the way I've been doing it. Some of you really like seeing the cards. So I'm just gonna, I think switch it up back and forth once in a while and see how it goes. So the card that came up for the masculine, the first card, is Change Your Focus. And I don't really feel like this is specifically, so first of all, I feel like this is applicable to so many of you. I feel like this is for for many of you who are in separation from your divine masculine, and those of you who are not in separation, I feel like they are distracted. I don't necessarily feel like this is them shutting you out or cutting you off or anything. This is more of they're distracted. This is a time of year where there is just, aside from the energy, there's a lot going on for people. You know, and especially depending on, you know, what your family life is like. You know, do you live around your family or not? Do you have to travel for holidays? Do you not? Do you have a huge family? Like, what are your obligations looking like? It can be very overwhelming for some people, and I am feeling like with this card, for some of these divine masculine, they are just kind of having to focus on their immediate reality so that they can just kind of like get through the day. You know, they can't think too far ahead at the moment. You know, and I mean, I can empathize with them right now, because I'm sort of like that at the moment. You know, I'm trying to map out business plans for next year, and I'm like, I can't even get myself past next Friday, let alone think about what my goals are for next April, May, and June. So, you know, and I feel like that's the energy, you know, and I don't even feel like that's just the divine masculine's energy. I do feel like that's an energy for a lot of people for this time of year. There's just a lot of pressure and a lot going on. A lot of people are overwhelmed and just trying to get through the day. And as a little disclaimer, my kids are fighting right now. So if you hear them, I'm sorry. I don't know what they're fighting about. So 4 cards came out when I was shuffling for a clarifier. And so for some of the divine masculine, I feel like there's things going on for them around finances or their career. You know, for some people, you know, if they do like contracting work, you know, the end of the year can be really stressful for them because they don't know yet if their contract is going to be renewed, you know, until January 1st or until December 31st. So they may be really busy focusing on stuff with that. If they work in the financial industry, which I don't know very much about, there might be a lot having to go on with wrapping up things, you know, end of the year types of things. You know, people that work in education have a lot of things that they're wrapping up, and parties and holiday stuff that before they get ready for breaks. You know, there's just so much going on. And so there's some, I definitely feel like finances and work are an issue. But then these 3 cards came out together. And I feel like the other thing that is kind of a distraction right now is, you know, so we have the Queen of Air, and the Queen of Air is a card that is indicating that they need to clear things away that are no longer serving them. And I specifically feel like this has to do for those that are in a situation, you know, for some of them, you know, a relationship that they need to move on from. But there are some that I'm feeling like this is maybe like a job or some sort of situation that they're in that they need to move on from. that's not serving them well. But, you know, the Queen of Air is also sometimes seen as a separation card and a divorce card. And, you know, so it's like, I'm not saying that they're getting a divorce or anything, but their mind is preoccupied because they know that where they're at is just not doing it for them. They know that this isn't the best situation. And I feel like when things are not good, it's magnified at the holiday times, you know, because you are either faking it more and you know it, or you don't get along more. You know, like it brings up feelings of nostalgia. It brings up all kinds of things that just make things bubble more at the surface. The other card that came up is the Two of Air. And the Two of Air is about pretending there's not a problem. And so it's, you know, you've got the Queen of Air saying, you know, they know that they've got this situation that they need to separate from, but they're pretending like, you know, they're not dealing with it, basically. You know, or they're just kind of accepting that they're at a stalemate right now. You know, or they're just kind of very overwhelmed because they're saying, you know, I need to just get through this time of year. I need to get to January before I can even deal with this. You know, I need to get through this period of time. And then you have the Seven of Earth, which the Seven of Earth is about, you know, that this is just a temporary pause and that any worry is unnecessary. And so I feel like that's just saying, like, you know, this is just, you know, especially for those of you who are normally in communication with your divine masculine, this is just a bump. You know, they're just busy, they're overwhelmed, they're just not themselves, and, you know, not to get freaked out, not to get worried. You know, they just have to focus on the junk that they have happening in their own lives. And so what I'm seeing happen with a lot of the divine feminine, and this is, again, across the board, you know, whether you are separated from your divine masculine or whether you're communicating, you have to choose your battles. Because I feel like you're just, even though you may understand, you know, some of you may understand why they're off or quieter or whatever, however this presents itself. You know, so some of you may empathize, you may understand, you may know. Some of you may not, and you're just so over it. And I feel like in the past it's been a battle. You've talked about it, you've dealt with it, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're at this point where you're going to choose your battles, and you're just choosing to not fight this time. You're not going to battle about it this time. Be like, you know what, fine. Do whatever you got to do. Because you are also, you have your own stuff that is occupying you. And I do feel like, you know, this is a 7. So this is, you know, this is meant to be right now. You know, this is happening at the right time. You know, and I do feel like for those of you that are experiencing this, you know, this is a very intense time of year, and you have whatever your responsibilities are that you're just like, I just can't deal. I cannot be bothered with this right now. And insert whatever you do want to be bothered with, or, you know, what you do want for yourself. And you're just like, okay, you know, you're picking your battles, and this is not a battle that you choose to fight anymore. And the clarifying card here is the Four of Water. And so, you know, what I'm getting from this card is that, you know, you're definitely not feeling very good about how this is panning out. Like you're you know, a little, you're miffed by this, but you know, this is kind of putting you in a place where, okay, I'm going to open my eyes to the other things that are out there for me. You know, okay, fine. What else is out there? And I'm going to focus on the other things that I have in front of me. And it's not, you know, it's not a walking away. It's not, you know, I'm done with you or anything like that. It's just like, okay, I can't be bothered. What else is out here? And being open to whatever other possibilities are out there. Because, you know, this card is about, if you see the mermaid on here, there's 3 cups, and she's focused on these 3 cups. And she's so focused on, she's so focused on these 3 cups that she doesn't see the big cup that's right in front of her. And it's like kind of what you're going to be realizing is that I'm so focused over here that I don't even see all the awesome stuff that's like right in my face. And in like that's kind of where you're going to be shifting. Some of you are really going to kind of embody this feeling of, you know what? It's their missed opportunity. It's, you know, they got to do what they got to do. And, but you're going to choose not to engage in whatever it is that they've got going on. You're like, okay, fine. You know, and really I feel like there's just too much going on with this time of year. Like you can't, like your mind just can't handle like any more effort into anything else. Now, this is going to move the divine feminine, and you're going to be kind of like on this, you're going to be on a truth kick. You have throat chakra, and so to me I feel like this is the need to speak the truth. But the card that comes up here is the Four of Earth, and to me when I see this card, to me this is a card of extremes, you know, being, you know, one end of the spectrum or the other, and so it tells me that there's a need for balance. And this is telling me that, you know, you can go from one end of the spectrum of saying exactly what your truth is and what's on your mind to not saying a word, and that you need to find the medium ground, and learn how to practice that, you know, being in integrity for yourself and speaking your truth and staying the course there. And I feel like that's going to be, you know, I feel like that's going to be kind of like, I don't want to say a mission, but like a goal that you are like, you know, I am just going to be true to who I am. And the next thing is going to be like, okay, so who am I? And what is this? And where am I going? And so, you know, you have you're speaking the truth. And then the next card that comes up here, if I can pick it up, we have seek the truth. And so, you know, even though you have been seeking the truth so many times, I feel like, you know, again, you're going to be like, you know, what is next for me? Where am I going? What is next on my journey? And again, you know, we have a 7. So this is, you know, this is a part of your path. This is part of what you're meant to be doing and meant to go down. And, you know, this is all about you focusing on yourself and your growth and what works for you and what is best for you. And the cards that come up here as clarifiers, we have the 7 of fire, and this is about defending your beliefs and your decisions. And I feel like that's where you're, you know, speaking your truth and being in your truth and knowing who you are is, I think, going to be coming into play. And I don't think that's going to just be with your divine masculine. I think that's going to be coming into play in many aspects of your life for you. That, you know, you are going to, I don't want to say you're going to be kind of put on the defensive, but I feel like you're going to find that you are maybe putting yourself out there more on who you are. And, you know, I feel like you're going to be learning some lessons about you know, well, this is another card of choosing your battles. And so, you know, you're going to be learning again of, you know, how to stay in your truth and be who you want to be, basically. You know, speak in integrity, and you know, you're going to be figuring out, you know, who is it that I want to be? How do I want people to not how do I want people to see me, because you can't control how other people, but how do I want to portray myself to other people? What kind of energy do I want to be putting out there? And then we have the Ace of Air. And the Ace of Air, you know, this is, you know, I feel like, you know, you're going to be feeling inspired to, you know, kind of, you know, I feel like you're going to be like taking off your mask and being who you are around more people that maybe haven't seen the side of you that you're ready to show. You know, and this is another card about truth. So like I said, I really feel like you're gonna be like on a path of truth and not going to battle with people, but staying in your own integrity. Like, I feel like this is gonna be you know, like a period of real personal growth for you. I'm really interested to see like how this turns out. And I feel like this is really, you know, this latter part of the week is less about the twin or your divine masculine. You know, and this Ace of Air, it also, you know, this indicates a challenging, you know, potentially challenging beginning, which can happen, you know, when we are stepping into who we are and people aren't used to that. We may get some more, you know, get some pushback, like, I don't like this new you, or I don't like what I'm seeing. And, you know, that can be a little challenging when people aren't used to us standing up for ourselves or speaking our truth or acting a certain way. But I feel like, you know, you're just going to be moving into this place where, you know, you're really going to be claiming your own personal power, and part of that is going to be, you know, standing in your own truth, which is kind of exciting. So back over to the divine masculine side, the card that comes up for them after change your focus is solar plexus chakra. And so the message I'm getting here is that, you know, with everything that they have going on with this, you know, being overwhelmed and focusing on the things that they have going on, you know, they feel very much out of control in their lives. Like they don't have any power to change the things that need to be changed in their life. And so they need to regain their personal power. They need to take control back from wherever it is that they have given it away. And I do feel like that there will be an area for them that they do make some progress with that. And as they do that, you know, things will feel better for them because they have the wheel, which indicates things moving forward in, you know, a more positive way. Then they have feeling alone. And this is as we're getting, you know, closer to Christmas and Christmas Eve. And I do feel that, you know, even though you may not get the openness and communication and emotions from them that you desire, they have those things. And I do feel that, you know, this is an indication that they do wish that things were different than what they are. You know, they are going to be feeling lonely and not really happy with how everything is with their life. And the two cards that come out as clarifiers, we have the King of Water and we have the Ten of Earth. And the message that I'm getting from these cards is that, you know, I think that they really wish that they were, they felt more comfortable to open themselves up and be, you know, open their hearts and be more honest about what it is that they want with their divine feminine. You know, they do desire that happy, successful, financial, the financial stability, the family life. You know, they want to be your King of Water, you know, and they're like not really, you know, they're bumming. You know, and I feel like the divine feminine, you know, when they're in this place of seek the truth, I feel like you're going to be so focused on your own power. Some of you may be feeling particularly detached from your divine masculine, and that may be influencing this feeling alone. Like they may be feeling this detachedness from you. So what is the grounding, or not the grounding, the crowning energy that you're both coming into? And two cards came out here. I swear, I don't know why it is that like I get nails and I cannot pick up the cards. It's so bizarre. Okay, with base chakra, or also known as the root chakra, and then simply love. And literally what came to me was at the root of this, just love. Like at the root, just love. And I do feel that even though you're kind of each doing your own thing, you know, for this weekly, the love is there. That love is there. And when I pulled the clarifying cards, three cards came out. The Two of Water came out. You know, and for me, this is the card that I always say indicates twin flames for me. you know, there's a whole bunch of symbolism within this card that, to me, I call it the twin flame card, but it's the Two of Water. You know, the Two of Water is a relationship that continues to grow closer. And this also tells me, you know, this is a positive resolution of a conflict and forgiveness. And so, you know, you might be like kind of on a separate path at the moment, but it's going to come back together. It'll be fine. You know, and I feel like it's going to happen pretty quickly. We have the Eight of Fire, which is about delays are over and events moving at a quick pace. It also can indicate that there's a lot of things that are happening all at the same time. And then we have renewal. And renewal is, you know, it's things working out. It can also indicate time to move in a new direction, which to me, you know, you can take that in a lot of ways, but in terms of this reading, you know, you're going from these two places where you're separate, which I'm going to move this down now so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. You know, you're moving from these two places where you're separate to here. Time to move in a new direction is what I'm seeing. So I feel like this separateness is going to resolve itself. So the grounding energy that comes up for this reading, 3 cards came out, is that, you know, you both are feeling helpless and hopeless, which, you know, yeah, like the beginning of this, you absolutely, you know, you're just kind of fed up and, you know, not in a great place. But then, you know, moving forward, you got to take the leap of faith. You got to trust that everything's going to work out and that you're going to move forward together, strengthening bonds. So, you know, I feel like ultimately the grounding energy here is that, you know, you want to keep believing that this is going to work out and that you're going to continue moving towards each other. And then the clarifying card that came up was the Dreamer, the leap of faith. You know, so I feel like, you know, again, don't be afraid to, you know, keep believing. You know, if this feels right for you, don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. And I do feel like for many of you, it is going to require a leap of faith because of, you know, the going quiet, you know, and being sick of it. It is going to take that leap to have faith and move forward. The ground or the underlying energy that the feminine is bringing to this reading is giving and receiving. And I am feeling like for the feminine, you know, there is this energy of just being very done with putting out more effort than what she gets back. And so, you know, she's willing to exchange energy, but this is, you know, I will put into this what I get out of it. So if you want to have something with me, you're going to put, you know, you make the effort and I will meet you with as much effort as you put in. So you give, you know, it will go back and forth. And then the clarifying card is the Three of Earth, and the Three of Earth is about being a team player. And so that's very much the underlying energy that she's bringing, is that she wants a team player. She wants someone who's going to be making the same effort that she's putting in. And, you know, and I do feel like, you know, like I get that, but I do feel like that stance is going to have to be a little bit more flexible and soften a little bit, because we can't always give 50-50. you know, it does have to be flexible. And I do think that feminine, I do think that you recognize that overall. I think that this is just more of like where you're at right now. You know, you're just fed up and you're just, you know, you need to do what works for you, and that's embodying that. That's what works for you, and that's okay. That's good. You know, that's good because that gets you to this really good place of growth. And then the underlying energy for the Divine Masculine is listen. And what I'm seeing here is that he is, you know, he is getting messages, not messages, but he's trying to follow his own inner guidance. He has the Six of Air, which is about the end of a difficult situation. You know, he's trying to follow his inner guidance that things are going to be getting better. And, you know, it's going to be getting better with his Queen of Earth. I believe that, you know, he sees his Divine Feminine as the Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible, you know, and is able to get anything done. She's very creative, very good at manifestation. So that's kind of, you know, what he has, you know, underlying is that, you know, and I do feel like he fights his intuition, he fights that inner voice. So it's very hard, you know, it's like he has an inner battle with himself about that things are going to get better and things will work out. So this is a challenge for him. And then I pulled a surrender card for what needs to be surrendered for this week. And the card that came up is surrender to prayer. And, you know, and I know sometimes people get a little funny with the word prayer, and prayer doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, praying. You know, prayer can be, you know, meditation. I mean, whatever works for you with prayer, you know, you can think of it in ways of affirmations or mantras or whatever works for you. So think of it in whatever way works for you. But so it's surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. And so what I'm feeling, you know, like with this card is that, you know, don't be afraid to speak to Spirit, speak to the universe, speak to God, whoever it is that you speak to. Surrender to that. You will be heard, and you will get your answers. And don't be afraid to ask for answers, ask for signs. You will get those. So that is all I have for you guys this week. Thank you for watching. Sorry, this is a little bumpy as I come back. I am going to try to get a video up before Christmas, for that week after Christmas. So keep an eye out for that. I am going to have a contest that I'm going to be giving away a free reading of your choice to one of my subscribers once I get to 2,000 subscribers. So if you want to enter that contest or be notified when the contest is live, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you are notified when I upload my latest videos. Because what I'm going to do is, once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I am going to post a video and the entries will be taken off the comments of that video. So I'm gonna make you guys participate a little bit to enter that contest, but you will need to be a subscriber to enter that contest. So make sure that you share and do whatever we need to do so that we can get my subscriptions up and I can make that contest live. I can be found for readings on my website at indigowingshealing.com, and you can also find me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/indigowingshealing. And I also have a Facebook group where I hop on and I do free card readings occasionally, or just, you know, Facebook chats and check-ins. I'm going to, within the next couple weeks, be having a guest speaker. We're going to be talking about the difference between manifestation and creation, and I'm really, really excited about that because I think that that is going to be a really great video that people need to watch. So if you want to get in on that, my group is Indigo Wings Soul Connections, and you can just search that on Facebook and be added to the group. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Leave a comment if you liked the video, or hit the like button. And like I said, make sure you subscribe so that when we hit 2,000 subscribers, I can make that contest for the free reading live. I will see you guys all soon. Have a great week. Bye.